It got worse. Hi, yo, what's up? Hey, this is ZeroEchoZenith, talking again about what's been going on in the last week. Remember what I said last week, that it's coming for everybody? The entirety of the internet, it's not just the UK? Well, I called it, obviously. It was inevitable. So let's begin, shall we? Let's take a look at this news report. So this is intelligence, or age verification is coming for the whole internet. So yes, as a quick analysis, in July, the United Kingdom began implementing major parts of the Online Safety Act, a law that, in the government's words, protects children and adults online by putting a range of new duties on social media companies and search services, making them more responsible for their users' safety on their platforms. Chief among these duties is age assurance. That is figuring out how old users are to prevent them from seeing, pornography, content that encourages, promotes, or provides instructions for self-harm, eating disorders, and suicide, and among other things, content which depicts or encourages serious violence or injury. The basic idea here that children shouldn't be actively served wildly inappropriate content in the course of conducting their regular lives online. It does sound reasonable. This person is like, it's reasonable. It's reasonable. However, no, that's not what this is. The UK's attempt at legislating a solution has so far been something of a disaster. Obviously. Companies don't really even know how to comply. Users are very clearly not happy whatsoever. This is like the majority of people that I've seen. No one is with this. They're all against this. There are safeguards that are already in place to be able to protect children. I'll go over that in a second. For all their invasiveness, the age verification systems don't really seem to work. They don't. Ofcom, the UK's commission's regulator, outlined a range of acceptable age verification options, including facial age estimation, which assesses a person's likely age through a live photo or video, checking a person's age via their credit card provider, bank or mobile phone network operator, photo ID matching, where passport or similar ID is checked against a selfie or a digital identity wallet that contains proof of age. Yikes. In practice, it's not going well. So Reddit and Discord are being fooled by screenshots from Death Stranding or Gary's Mod. VPN downloads, which allow users to pretend to be browsing for somewhere other than the UK, are soaring. That is changing as well. They are getting rid of VPNs. I guessed it right. I will go over that in a second as well. Even Reddit is blocking users from subreddits containing news and footage from Gaza and Ukraine unless they show ID. I did not know that. British users need to verify their ages to access r/periods, stop smoking, and stop drinking, and other subreddits that provide essential community support to users. Companies are also scrambling to either develop or purchase age-gating tools of all sorts. Spotify is scanning faces. YouTube is using AI, garbage AI, to interpret the variety of signals that help us determine, remember I read this last week, help us to determine whether a user is over or under 18, which can be overridden with a government ID. X, which like Reddit serves lots of Zorn and other adult content, also estimates users' ages, but apparently not very well, and without a clear way to appeal. So this is just the baseline, what is happening, where we're at right now. This is going around everywhere. Let's continue, shall we? So yes, the UK's Online Safety Act censors the internet, a preview of the US proposals. This is R Street. The United Kingdom's Online Safety Act is basically offering America a sneak peek at the age-verified internet. Lawmakers in the United States are rightfully outraged at the effects the OSA will have on American companies, yet they continue to put forth proposals that would lead to the same outcome. According to the new UK rules, social media sites and search engines are required to prevent minors from accessing content deemed harmful, which has an extremely broad definition. That's the problem. There's a broad definition here because it doesn't just extend to Zorn or inappropriate subject material. What if it's just hot take content? What if it's inflammatory content? Who dictates if that's safe or not for someone to learn? What if it's someone giving an opinion and they're limited? This is what it's going to be used for, guys. It's already starting to be used for this. To limit the opinions and the voices of adult people. First Amendment infringement. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. This is a class action lawsuit waiting to happen. Includes not only pornography, but also violent and hateful content, blah, blah, blah. This is pretty much what I just read. It explains in detail what each category of prohibited contents includes. Content which is abusive, which targets any of the following characteristics: race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, disability, and gender reassignment. So what dictates this in a harmful manner if it's actually just giving information on the subject? What if it's denouncing something that's, wrong? Who dictates what's right and wrong, though? Does the AI get to dictate what is right and wrong, as opposed to what society dictates? What if you're calling out something very wrong that happened? You know, like someone that was abusing someone that had a disability, and you're calling them out for it, but then you get flagged, and then you have to provide your ID because you're rightfully calling out this discriminatory, like, wrongful behavior that's hurting someone, and you're trying to get it out there in the open. How does this work? Where is the line? So this is off of the Observer. Politics. This is serious. Starmer orders move towards digital ID system. This is the Hill. This is the Hill. Get this over the line and it's game over. We cannot let this pass. This cannot possibly pass. Otherwise, the entirety of the internet will be regulated. You want to do anything? You want to go on Amazon? You want to watch your shows? You want to be on YouTube, Spotify, Discord, Reddit, X, Blue Sky, Facebook? Oh, this is cool. Tearing up a national registration identity card. The Prime Minister is considering reintroducing a digital version of the cards, which were abolished in 1953. Is he now? Yeah, this is a papers, please situation happening right in front of us, folks. Papers? You don't want to be arrested, now do you? Yeah. Scheme. Is their name really Scheme? Scheme has a scheme that aims to tackle legal immigration and crime despite past concern over civil liberties through a universal digital ID system. And that extends to the internet, I assume? Improving the delivery of public services. Higher. Starmer has become increasingly convinced of the need to harness the power of technology to drive Whitehall efficiency, bear down on fraud, and transform the relationship between citizens and the state by removing citizens' anonymity and putting a number and an address to every single person. A mass identity doxing campaign. Cool! Let's look around the world now. So yeah, Mexico goes full dystopia, making biometric digital ID compulsory for all citizens. It contains personal biometric information, including photograph and QR code containing biometric fingerprint and iris data. So they can protect citizens and make sure that they behave, I guess. It's coming, July 18th. It's already August, so this is probably going to become in effect by the end of the year, if not sooner, by signing a law that turned the previously optional biometric-based citizen code into a mandatory document for all citizens. Yep, let's go to Italy. So yeah, Piracy Shield is now fully functional in Italy. This is off of Wired. Piracy Shield, the national anti-piracy platform, must now also obscure pirated movies, music, and TV series. The tool wanted for Italy for the automatic blocking of pirated content will be able to act within 30 minutes also on cinema and music, despite the criticism of the European Union on compatibility with its rules. Why do you need a shield to protect yourself from piracy? What are you defending yourself from? Pirated content? That's not what that... Or is it protecting the companies from piracy and not you specifically? It's not protecting you. This is what this is. Just remind me again, why government believes it has the duty to implement anti-piracy tools? Are citizens demanding it? No. Let's go to Ireland. The Irish government plans to grant the Gardaí powers to monitor live conversations on private messaging apps like WhatsApp, Instagram, iMessage, gaming devices, car systems, and satellite networks to oversee all private communications. Hey, guess what? They are now going to be removing private messaging. And it's not just Ireland that's doing it. Jim O'Callaghan, the Justice Minister, will bring legislation to the government to allow Gardaí, the defense forces, and the police ombudsman, what are these words? To track interactions on modern communications between individuals linked to potential crimes. Yes, this is to protect against crime, not to monitor citizens. And inflammatory rhetoric. Dude, I love monitoring my citizens and their speech and then getting rid of people that I don't like. So yeah, the EU revives the plan to ban private messaging. It's not just Ireland, it's all of the EU. Yup! EU's inching towards the biggest peacetime surveillance experiment in its history, with plans to quietly search every private message before you hit send. Off of Reclaim the Net, European Union is still wrestling with the controversial plan that would turn private messaging services into surveillance tools. Get ready to not be able to have private messaging whatsoever. This probably will extend to text messages. I think this is also obviously for text messaging. I think that's what they just said as well. But any other privacy manners that you may have, nope. They're going to be able to see everything. Everything. European Commission is still pushing for a universal scanning requirement. Leaked records from a closed-door July meeting shows the Danish text closely tracks earlier proposals from Belgium and Hungary, with no concessions for encrypted conversations. A softer version for Poland, which would have made scanning voluntary and left encrypted chats alone, has been dropped entirely. So there was going to be like a, well, we don't need to scan everything. No, they're dropping that. They're dropping that. But yeah, let's continue. Let's check on the UK and see what they're up to. The UK's Office of Communications wants to ban SpongeBob clips. What? Oh wait, I read this earlier. Hold on. Such a definition would not only prohibit minors from accessing historical and newsworthy content about wars, but many episodes of SpongeBob if posted to social media, including but not limited to no weenies allowed. No weenies allowed. Really? This is not an exhaustive list of prohibited content either. Oh, is it because of the salty spittoon? Because it's showing gratuitous violence? What? Okay, UK, you're fun. You're really fun. What sort of Orwellian horrors am I looking at? Continuing on, countries worldwide are implementing censorship laws, VPN bans, internet blackouts, and safety regulations. They're discussing criminalizing search queries. Yup. Next step is a full lockdown, using misinformation, child safety, and national security as excuses. They'll control DNS, payment processors, and hosting, ending online freedom. A permission-based internet requiring government ID is coming. Yes. Enjoy the internet's final years. Archive everything and learn to self-host. Agreed? So yeah, this is it. Joint Press Release Commission presents guidelines and age verification app prototype for a safer online space for children. Today the Commission has presented guidelines on the protection of minors as well as a prototype of an age verification app under the Digital Services Act. They will ensure that children and young people can continue to enjoy the opportunities the online world offers. Who says this? My theme on this as ZeroEchoZenith, I say cyberspace and the net and this web zone. It's my shtick. It's my thing. But these people are unironically saying the online world and what it offers. This feels dystopian, guys. Such as learning, creativity, and communication while minimizing the risks they face online, including exposure to harmful content and behavior. And so who dictates what's harmful content and behavior? I mean, there's obviously things that are very harmful that, yes, obviously, but the government shouldn't be the people that are preventing people from seeing this. It should be, oh, I don't know, your legal parent or guardian? Speaking of the government not caring about the citizens or their safety, this is off of Como News. Court cancels consumer-friendly click-to-cancel rule. There was a proposal that was out there that was basically like a, hey, can you please make it easier to be able to just cancel your subscription to things? Like a one-click rule. So you just click it, it's like, hey, are you sure you want to? Hit yes, and it's done. But make that tool very clear for people to see on the website so they don't have to go digging through whatever they're doing or maybe have to make like several calls or something just to be like, hey, I want to cancel. That's all that it was, basically. No, court blocks consumer-friendly click-to-cancel rule. Federal appeals court has halted the Federal Trade Commission rule that barred companies from making cancellation of unwanted subscriptions, memberships, or auto renewals more difficult than signing up. So what if your child ends up subscribing to something that could be harmful to them on the internet? Oh, we're not gonna make, no, we're not gonna make that easy for the parent to be able to do for their kid. There's money involved. But yet we want to, censor the kind of things that they want to see or share. Like SpongeBob. I can't facepalm hard enough, honestly. Let's move on to VPNs now. Britain's MPs charge VPNs to expenses as minister urges caution. Technology Secretary Peter Kyle appeared to suggest that VPN use could put children at risk. What child knows about a VPN or understands what you can do with a VPN? And even if they did, there's a good chance that their folks would catch on. You don't even need a VPN to look at certain things that is harmful to you without an account, without age verification. The most of it would just be like, yeah, I'm 18, and then you can surf into some pretty obscene garbage. So then they're like, oh no, but a VPN is bad. It's bad for everybody, for children. ID, please. Biometric data, please. Great, cool. Oh yeah, so speaking of VPN, now in the UK, if they detect that you're using a VPN on YouTube, VPN proxy detected. To continue, turn off your VPN or proxy. This will allow YouTube to locate the best content. What? Watching YouTube shorts, and this is getting ridiculous. Sorry, Raya. Yeah, this will allow YouTube to locate the best content. This is such a stupid reason that's not even funny. Yeah, this is garbage. Let's see here. Yep, there you go. This was on Reddit the other day. The internet is genuinely dead. VPN proxy detected. The Archcast. They totally won't come for VPNs next. Hey, I think I got a comment the other week that's like, what did the British government says that they're not gonna go against VPNs. You were saying? Some UK users on the YouTube subreddit are reporting that their VPNs are being detected and blocked by the platform. It used to be a place where people who can't express their views in real life could express it here. But now all that is gone. It is no longer autonomous. We need a new autonomous space. And then someone else, Pebbles Beach. I got this the other day. Also, YouTube can now think that you're a bot. Oh, and even more breaking news. More recently, yeah, you have to be 18 to use the NVIDIA app. The NVIDIA graphics driver app. So you can't change your video settings anymore. Yeah, Zebras cannot adjust their NVIDIA graphics card settings on their gaming PCs because they aren't 18 thanks to the Online Safety Act. There's this representative, Mary Miller. Children should never have access to adult content online. This is something everyone should agree on, yet many sites refuse to enforce strong age verification. It's time to pass the Screen Act and protect our most innocent. They got a community note here. This post implies that it is not currently possible to restrict children access to the internet. Parental controls are easy and available in almost any digital environment. It's the duty of parents to apply them. Hey, guess what? There's controls! There's parental controls! Your kids' devices already have robust parental controls that can block both apps and websites. You can set a family account so that they can only purchase apps with your consent. You can control exactly who your child can speak to and control their contacts remotely. You can enforce times when they can use their devices. You can control exactly how much time your child has to each class of app per day, and you can cut it off anytime remotely from your own phone. You can restrict their ability to change any settings. There's DNS providers such as OpenDNS that allow parental controls of the web. There's literally so many tools out there. This is stupid. In other news, however, UK cyber vigilantes are generating mock IDs of local MPs to protest Online Safety Act. Yeah, so they're making UK driver's licenses for people to just use as their ID verification. So you know how I keep talking about anonymity on the internet and how important it is for people to remain anonymous so that way they can be, safe and not have their identity being strewn about on the World Wide Web? Hey, you want to know what a pen name is? Yeah, so a pen name is a pseudonym, or in some cases a variant of a real name, adopted by an author and printed on the title page or byline of their works in place of their real name. Pen name may be used to make the author's name more distinctive, to disguise the author's gender, to distance the author from their other works, to protect the author from retribution for their writings, to merge multiple personas into a single identifiable author, or for any of several reasons related to the marketing or aesthetic presentation of the work. Pen names were used during the Revolutionary War to protect against being targeted by the British Crown, a tyrannical government. It protected the founders while they wrote and handed these writings amongst the people. Hey, what's this? The Federalist Papers. The Federalist Papers is a collection of 85 articles and essays written by Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay under the collective pseudonym Publius to promote the ratification of the Constitution of the United States. These pen names were used because these people would have probably been executed if they were found out who they were. To reflect this in current era, people should be able to browse the web safely and shouldn't be doxxed by anybody for little to no reason. Anonymity is the saving grace in the internet space. Adults should have the full freedom to make decisions on what they look at and have opinions freely without retribution. And parents should parent. But I do want to end on some memes. The year is 2026. Sign into YouTube with my ID. Confirm I am above 18. Scan my face to confirm it's me. Do a vocal recording to confirm it's me. Confirm that I'm not a robot. Click on all the pictures that are traffic lights. Get to the first video to watch during my lunch break. 5 unskippable ads. Oh, and here's one. How the times have changed. Yeah, I was like, 2007. Remember, kids, not to put any real information about yourself on the internet. You never know who is watching you over there. And then here we are in 2025. You have to send a picture of yourself with your mouth open. I have to see your face. Craig Kelly says, in 124 days, eSafety Karen is going to force even your 85-year-old grandmother to submit to digital ID and biometric facial scanning, or she'll be blocked from looking at Facebook.
Of course, if you're testing to see if someone's 13 or 14 or 15 or 16, you're also testing to see, by definition, if they're 16 plus. So that if there's going to be age verification, everybody is going to have to go through an age verification process, won't they?
Yes.
Yes. So this isn't just about the privacy or collecting data about kids. This is literally everybody accessing social media. That's how it has to work, isn't it?
Yes. And
they're coming for you, Grandma. They're coming for you. They're coming for everybody. It's not just the UK. It's Ireland. It's Italy. It's Mexico. It's everybody. If they make it over the hill, the internet is gone. And I'm being serious. I'm not trying to be, doom and gloom, the internet is gone. The internet is literally going to be gone. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next time. This is ZeroEchoZenith signing off. Please stay safe, everybody. Have a good one.
Look, it's SpongeBob.